The distress call came garbled, half swallowed by static, but the words that survived the transmission were enough to freeze the bridge of the Meridian Dawn into silence. Being hunted, no weapons, please anyone. Captain Ellen Vasquez leaned forward in her chair, knuckling white against the armrest. Clean that signal up. Now. Lieutenant Owen Bradley's fingers flew across the console, stripping interference layer by layer until a voice emerged, alien and trembling, speaking in the broken cadence of a species that had learned human standard from intercepted broadcasts rather than a classroom. 3 ships. Small ship. Hunter ships surround us. We have no weapons. We have children on board. Please. Please anyone hear this. Vasquez was already standing. Position? Bearing 287, 40 light minutes out, Bradley said. It's real, Captain. I'm reading 3 unidentified vessels in a pincer formation around something a lot smaller. Hunter ship configuration matches nothing in our database. Weapons are hot. The Meridian Dawn was a survey vessel. Sensors, sample bays, a skeleton crew of 14 scientists and technicians. It had exactly 1 defensive cannon, installed after the Kesh incident 3 years ago, and it had never been fired at anything except asteroid debris. Captain, said her XO, a broad-shouldered man named Terence Okafor. We are not equipped for this. I know what we're equipped for, Terence. Then you know we can't. I know we heard someone say children. Vasquez's voice didn't rise. It didn't need to. Bradley, plot an intercept course. Best speed. The vessel under attack was barely holding together by the time the Meridian Dawn dropped out of transit 30 minutes later. Its hull, organic-looking, ribbed like the inside of a seed pod, was scorched black along one flank, venting atmosphere in slow, dying breaths. Around it, 3 angular black ships moved with the patient cruelty of predators who knew their prey had nowhere left to run. Report, Vasquez snapped. Hunter ships are powering weapons again, Bradley said. They're going to finish it. Hail the smaller vessel. All channels. A face appeared on the screen, if it could be called a face. Elongated, silver-skinned, with wide black eyes that held an unmistakable and universal expression, terror. You are human, the alien said, disbelief cutting through the panic. You came. I'm Captain Ellen Vasquez, yes, Meridian Dawn. Who are you? Who's attacking you? I am Tuvok. We are Allesi. The hunter ships, they call themselves the Cull. They take our young. They have taken young children from 6 systems. We ran. We had nowhere left to run. Vasquez's jaw tightened. On the tactical display, the 3 black ships began to reposition, forming a tighter net, and now, unmistakably, orienting weapons not just at the crippled Allesi vessel, but at the Meridian Dawn itself. Captain, Okafor said quietly, we have 1 gun. They have 3 warships with a kill count across 6 systems. This isn't a fight. This is a funeral. Then let's make sure it's theirs. Bradley turned in his seat, eyes wide. Captain, with respect, our shields can't take a single hit from ships that size. I'm not planning on taking a hit. Vasquez keyed the comm. Tuvok. Can your ships still move? Barely. Engines are dying. We cannot outrun them. You don't need to outrun them. You need to get behind me. She switched channels. All hands, this is the captain. Battle stations. Bradley, put us between the Allesi ship and the lead Cull vessel. Full stop the second we're in position. Captain, that puts us directly in their firing line. That's the idea. The bridge crew exchanged glances, but nobody argued further. That was the strange alchemy of Ellen Vasquez's command. She never shouted, never postured, and somehow that made people follow her into fire without a second thought. The Meridian Dawn surged forward, a survey ship built for gathering rock samples now driving itself, unarmored and undergunned, into the path of 3 warships built for slaughter. The lead Cull vessel didn't hesitate. A beam of violet energy lanced out, and the Meridian Dawn shuddered as her shields absorbed a glancing hit that would have gutted her dead on. Shields at 60%! Bradley shouted. Hold position, Vasquez said. Hail them. The response, when it came, wasn't a face, it was a voice, cold and clipped, translated through some ancient protocol that stripped it of anything resembling emotion. Unknown vessel. You interfere with a sanctioned harvest. Withdraw or be destroyed. This is Captain Ellen Vasquez of the United Earth Survey Corps. There is no harvest here. There are children on that ship, and you are not touching them. You are one unarmed vessel. You cannot stop 3. You're right, Vasquez said. I can't stop there. She turned to Okafor. Signal our real friends. Okafor blinked, then understanding cracked across his face like sunrise. He slammed his palm onto the comm array. Transmitting emergency distress beacon, all US frequencies, priority alpha, tagging hostile contact and requesting immediate. They can't hear that in time, Bradley said, voice tight. Nearest fleet presence is the Corvallis group, 8 hours out minimum. They don't need to hear it in time, Vasquez said. The Cull ships don't know that. On the alien channel, the cold voice returned, and for the first time, there was a flicker of hesitation in it. You are broadcasting a fleet distress signal. I am, Vasquez said. Humanity doesn't leave a human ship to die alone out here. You've probably heard the stories. Some of them are even true. She let that sit for exactly 2 seconds. You've been hunting the Allesi because they had nobody. They have somebody now. The only question left is whether you want to be here when somebody arrives in force. Silence stretched across the comm on the tactical display. The 3 Cull ships held their formation, weapons still hot, still calculating. Bluffing, the voice said finally. You are one ship. Then call it, Vasquez said. But I'll tell you what my crew already knows. We didn't come out here because we had a battle plan. We came out here because somebody screamed for help and we were the only ones close enough to answer. That's not a strategy. That's just who we are. So before you pull that trigger again, ask yourself, if a survey ship with a single gun flew straight at 3 warships without blinking, what exactly do you think is coming behind us? Seconds ticked by. On the bridge, nobody breathed. Then the lead Cull vessel's weapons array powered down. This harvest is suspended, the voice said, flat and mechanical, stripped of whatever pride it might once have carried. The Allesi vessel is noted for future. There is no future collection, Vasquez said. Not from this crew. Not ever again. You're going to leave this system, and you're going to remember that human space isn't a place you hunt in. Not while any of us are breathing. For a long moment, the 3 black ships hung motionless against the stars. Then, one by one, they turned, engines flaring, and folded into transit, vanishing as though they'd never been there at all. The bridge exhaled as one. Tuvok's face reappeared on the screen, and this time the terror in those wide black eyes had been replaced by something else entirely. Disbelief, giving way slowly to wonder. They are gone. They never retreat. In 6 systems, they never retreat. They'd never met us before, Vasquez said, allowing herself, finally, a small smile. You risked your ship? Your crew. For strangers. For a species you had never even heard the name of an hour ago. That's usually how it works, Vasquez said. You hear someone in trouble, you show up. We can sort out the introductions after. Okafor stepped up beside her, watching the empty space where the hunter ships had been. For the record, Captain, that was the single most reckless piece of command decision-making I've witnessed in 11 years of service. Noted, Commander. I'd follow you into it again tomorrow. Vasquez kept her eyes on the viewport, on the crippled Allesi vessel drifting safe now in the dark, its children, whatever children of that species looked like, alive to see another sunrise on some world Vasquez would probably never visit. Get a tow line on that ship, she said quietly. Nobody gets left out here. Not on my watch. Behind her, the crew of the Meridian Dawn returned to their stations, and somewhere out among 6 devastated systems, a story began to spread among the broken people, that when they had screamed into the void with nothing left to lose, the void had answered. It had sent a human.